In the previous video, series 2, we started explaining some factors affecting enzymes activity, that is temperature and pH. Before we proceed to other factors, there is need to make a recap on what we have learned previously. Temperature and pH. Temperature. At the initial stage of a biochemical reaction, increase in temperature causes increase in the rate of biochemical reaction up to a stage where the biochemical reaction is at peak level. The temperature range is 37 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. A clear and a classical example of this is the fermentation temperature at 37 degrees Celsius. We all know how important this temperature is during fermentation of foods. Examples: fermentation of dough to bread, fermentation of milk to yogurt. We all know how important for us to maintain the temperature range. Above the temperature range, with increase in temperature causes decrease in the rate of biochemical reaction. At extreme temperature condition, the enzyme or the enzymes are destroyed, meaning that the enzymes cannot perform their activity, meaning that the enzymes are denatured. The other factor is pH. We can see the optimum pH is at 7.0. Similar to temperature, at the initial stage of a biochemical reaction, increase in pH causes increase in the rate of biochemical reaction up to a stage where the biochemical reaction is at optimum or peak level. At extreme low or high pH, the enzymes are destroyed, meaning that no reaction. The enzymes are denatured. The other factors affecting enzymes activities are substrate concentration and enzyme concentration. Before we move, there is need for us to know what is a substrate. A substrate is a substance. It can be a molecule in which an enzyme acts upon in an enzymatic reaction. Since we are dealing with food, we need to know what are the substrates in food, or what are the example of substrate in food. As you can see, an enzyme acted upon a substrate to form what is called enzyme substrate complex, which after conversion it will give an enzyme plus the product at the final stage of the reaction. Now we need to know what are the examples of substrate, since we are dealing with food. Now we have carbohydrates. Under carbohydrates, we have substrate like starch, cellulose, pectin, maltose, lactose, etc. Under protein, we have amino acids. Under lipid substrate, we have triglyceride, we have linoleic acid, we have oleic acid, and the rest of substrate. Substrate concentration. During the reaction, there is formation of enzyme substrate complex. At the initial stage of a biochemical reaction, increase in substrate causes increase in the rate of biochemical reaction, meaning that if the amount of substrate is increasing, there is increase in the rate of biochemical reaction. The increase will continue up to a stage where the active site of the enzyme is saturated, meaning that there are no free active sites in which the enzyme can act upon the substrate, meaning that all active sites are occupied. So at this stage, increasing the substrate concentration will not cause any increase in the rate of biochemical reaction. As we can clearly see, there is an important aspect that we need to know. That is the enzyme substrate ratio. For every reaction, it has enzyme substrate ratio. So going above this ratio will not cause any increase in the rate of biochemical reaction for substrate concentration. Above the substrate ratio, the rate of biochemical action is not increasing. Enzyme concentration. Similar to substrate concentration, at the initial stage of a reaction, increasing the enzyme concentration will cause increase in the rate of biochemical reaction. Meaning that if the enzyme concentration, the amount of enzyme is increasing, the rate of biochemical reaction is increased up to a stage where the substrate is limited, meaning that there are no substrate in which the enzyme will act on, meaning that the substrate is limited. At this stage, increasing the enzyme concentration will not further increase the rate of biochemical reaction, just similar to substrate concentration. There is an important factor that we need to know. That is the enzyme substrate concentration. So above the enzyme substrate ratio, there is no any further increase in the rate of biochemical reaction. Example, 3:500. So if we will increase maybe the ratio of enzyme, the rate of biochemical action will not increase. Likewise, the substrate also. So meaning that it is very important for us to keep or to stick with the enzymes substrate ratio for each biochemical reaction, meaning that we have to strictly follow the manufacturer's instruction or the manual in which these enzymes comes with, because going above the enzyme substrate reaction will not further increase the rate of biochemical reaction.